20th of September, Rabbi Moore, Parsha Hashavua, Nitzavim.
Okay, I'm back.
Hey, Mayor, how are you?
Okay,
Rabbi is here.
we have a special guest in our house.
Her name is Fridges, I bet.
Yeah, and her first name is Judy.
Wow, what a coincidence.
They're still learning.
Baruch Hashem, Baruch
Hey,
Hashem.
what's happening here?
Hello, Rabbi Moore, how are you?
Baruch Hashem, very good.
Good afternoon.
Okay, let me just turn on the light here. See the light. You can see the light. Okay. Very good. Okay. Where are we? Anything's open here.
We were doing, I think we might have finished, I don't know, 29:12. I think we did the other day, yesterday.
1 second.
We were doing Leman, Ekim Ata. Can't even read my writing.
Don't have an answer to your question. I have to really, it's quite a major question. Why, how can a covenant by the elders, I mean, let's say the fathers, be imposed per force upon the children?
I have a suggestion. I learned yesterday that you're allowed to benefit somebody when they're not present.
Zachin la'adam l'shalei b'fanav.
So maybe the interpretation would be that bringing a person into the covenant is a benefit.
Okay, meaning, and so it's interesting you mentioned this point because the whole sugya in Kiddushin, in the first paragraph of Kiddushin, and the Rishonim have got that the Gemara says that you give an Evet his freedom, that a person can accept a shtar shichru, should we say, a deed of freedom for the Evet. Even you can accept it for him on his behalf, and he goes free because of Zachin Adam Shlei B'fanav. And even if the Eved is crying out, "No, I want to stay an Eved. I don't want to be free," right? Nevertheless, it's still kind of him, and he goes free. Why? Says the Gemara, because it's because of the rule of Zachin Adam Shlei B'fanav. We accept something, you can make a schus, something which is a benefit for a person, you can accept it for him even if he's not there. So the Rishonim says that even he's crying out, "I don't want it," nevertheless, it really is a schus for him, and therefore you can accept it for him as a, you can accept his, somebody else can accept the shtar, shichru, bill of freedom, on his behalf, even if he doesn't say, he says, "I don't want it." Nevertheless, it really is a schus for him, and therefore somebody else accept it on his behalf, even against his will. So you're saying a similar kind of thing over here. Okay, that sounds actually very interesting. Something very. Because I tell you, this is actually, it's a very deep point, but I had this once from my Rebbe, Ramosha Shapira, and he said as follows: the Gemara Nida says that there are three partners in a human being. Any person who's born, right, in a human being, there are three partners. Kosh Baruch Hu and the father and the mother. Right? The Gemara actually says what each one, so we say, supplies. Okay, that the father supplies the white of the body. And I'm not going to go into the different things the Gemara speaks out. The mother supplies the red part, and the Kodesh Baruch Hu provides the neshama. Okay, so he asked the question. And this is actually it was unfortunately a very poignant point for him because he lost a daughter. She was ill for many years, and after she passed away. Anyway, so he asked the question: how can Hakadosh Baruch Hu take away his part without the permission of the parents? How can a parent, Hakadosh Baruch Hu, take away a child's neshama without asking the parents first? That's the din of shutva, break up the agreement, right? So he wanted to answer, which is nothing. It's a deep concept in this particular case, but he says that this, according to this Rashba in Kiddushin, he says that if something which is a schus for somebody, even if the other side person is screaming and says, I don't want it, but it really is a schus, then you can still, that's considered, since it's a schus for him, you will do it for him, even if he doesn't want it. So he said, that's pshat. We don't understand HaKadosh Baruch Hu's cheshbonos, but obviously HaKadosh Baruch Hu feels it's best for the neshama of this child not to live longer. So if HaKadosh Baruch Hu will take it away, even if the parents are crying out. Nevertheless, HaKadosh Baruch Hu realizes it's for the best. And therefore, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will take away the child, the neshama of the child, even if the parents are crying out that they do not agree, they don't want it. Okay, but anyway, this point over here is a very good point, actually, you're making, is that this covenant is obviously HaKadosh Baruch Hu does what's best for us. And this covenant, especially with the chosen people, the fact he's made us the chosen people is clearly the best thing for us, even if we don't realize it. So even if somebody would come along and say later, I don't want, it really is the best thing for us. Okay, I like that. It's a good shot. Okay, let's go on to Parsha Tes Vov. Who was up to? Where are we up to? Meir. I think yesterday Louis had a long shot, so we'll give Meir a longer shot today. Okay.
So we're at Tes Vov. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it says, Ki atem yidatem et asher yashavnu be'eretz Mitzrayim, yet asher avarnu b'kerev hagoyim asher avartem. Okay. So because you know that you lived in the land of Egypt, and
I would say rather, obviously, you are aware, how we lived in the land of Egypt.
Oh, that's good. You are
Ace rather means rather than that means how. Ace Asher Yoshavnu. I think that's the way I translated it. If you hold on a second.
I like that. You were aware. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize. Yeah, I've got a note over here, my parish over here, which asked a question you asked yesterday. How is it possible to impose a covenant upon those not yet born? Do we not require their agreement? Ari answers that the wisdom of Moshe was the ultimate authority, equivalent to the great Sanhedrin. Thus, it had the irrefutable power to obligate future generations, since its acceptance of the covenant was on behalf of the entire nation and not just for those individuals present. And it's also the Maral speaks about this at length.
That's a very different answer.
What? It's a different answer.
A very different answer.
Right, it is. But I like your answer. Do you have a source for it?
Only what you quoted, not the
Oh, what I
not
quoted.
the connection. I just learned that
Okay,
yesterday in
so
another share, and I just had the thought, but no, I don't have a source for connecting.
I'm
the
saying,
two.
okay, that's a gewaltige Zustand. Okay, just let me just check a second. How to translate it? What pasuk are we on here? Pasuk 15. Yeah. For you yourselves are aware of how we lived around in Mitzrayim and how we passed among the nations through which you passed.
Hmm.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Sorry, that's the thing. We have to read the two. I have in my edition, it has the two Rashis, two psukim together. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, fine. So next Rashi as well. Oh, next pasuk as well. Let's do the next
Okay.
pasuk.
So that's Tet Zion. Okay. V'tir'u et shikutzehem v'et dululehem et va'evan kesev v'zahav asher imahem. Okay. That's talking about the idols. Hmm. So it's saying that Israel saw the detestable things, I guess.
Right.
Shikutzehem.
Right. The
Sheketz is.
covenant idols.
Oh, okay.
Did it?
Okay. So Shikutzehem is actually idols.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Literally means they're repugnant things.
Oh,
That's
okay.
is gilulehem, and they're foul. But the Rashi is going to say that it refers to the idols. That's what Rashi says.
Okay. So the idols that were of wood, stone, of silver, and gold that were with them.
Right.
Okay.
So Rashi is going to explain what's this strange phraseology.
Okay.
Okay.
So Rashi first deals with Kiatemi Datem V'Gomer V'Tiru et Shikutzehem. Okay. So Lefi Shereitem Ha'umot of Avodah Zarah. Oh, because you have seen the countries that practice idol worship. Okay, Vishem Eisilev Echad Michem Oto. Vishem, and perhaps
One of you is drawn. He's Silev.
Oh, so one's heart is drawn.
Right, kind of his heart is raised.
Okay. So, so
Okay.
so it could be that one of them, I guess, his heart is raised, maybe. Echad michem oto. Okay. Lalechet aharechem, to go after them. Okay. And here's a quote, I guess. Pen yesh bachem ish o isha. Okay, so perhaps
There's a man or woman among you.
among you.
As Rashi is pointing out that these psukim, 15 and 16, are preamble to pasuk 17.
So I have one quick question then, because didn't we learn that at Har Sinai, I mean, not at Har Sinai, at the golden calf, the
Yeah.
women didn't participate at all.
Okay.
But this could be a new generation now of
Right.
women. Okay, I answered my own question.
Good. Great. No,
Okay, so then it says Lefichach ani tzarich lahashbiechem. So therefore,
I have to adjure you to oath.
okay, very good. Okay, next Rashi. But Tiru et shikutzehem. Okay, so he says, and they saw their abominations. Al shem shehem shikatzim.
Oh, I have the word here, mu'usim. Shem shem mu'usim kishkatzim.
Oh, meusim, I misread it, sorry. Yeah. So meusim, are there that because they're disgusting?
Yeah, they're disgusting like, right, kishkatzim like, I translate, abhorrent creatures.
Uh-huh.
These like creepy crawlies or whatever. Things
Yeah,
like
bugs.
bugs or anything else that turns your stomach like that.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And ilulehem,
Lehem. Okay, these are the he calls them detestable idols. She musarchim u meusin kegegel. Kegelel.
right.
Yeah. Kegelel.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
wow.
right.
Okay.
So I translate that they are shimusrachim, they are malodorous, they are
Oh.
foul smelling, umuusim, and disgusting like dung. That's what
Uh-huh.
ilulehem. In fact, sometimes it says we call it avodah zarah or avodas gilulim. Okay, we say in Oleinu as well, lahavir gilulim min haaretz. So the avodah zarah is called gilul, gelel, it's something foul, which is very, brings back the question. So what are people doing then? Are people like totally crazy going to serve these idols, which are, l'chayra, what it's referring to, because excuse me, like many idols which are worshipped nowadays, whatever vestiges of idol worship there still is nowadays, they don't something particularly disgusting about it, right? So chayra, what
On the contrary, I would say that if you consider Catholicism to be idol worship, if you go into a Catholic church, they're magnificent, they're beautiful.
Right. So the chayra, what he's referring to is particular types of avodah zarah, which were prevalent at that time. And what was most common, which was we mentioned before, was the avodah zarah Baal Peor, where the form of worship of the idol was to excrete in front of the idol. Right? So obviously the idol is like it's Parsha disgusting. Musrachim muusim kegala. Right? Besides, you could say it's maybe metaphoric as well, but I'm saying in this point as well that it was in their form of idol worship. It was Parsha disgusting way of worshiping this idol. There was also another, which the Gemara mentions, throwing a stone. The form of worship was to try and smash the idol. We set up a stone, set of a pile of stones in a particular way, and the form of a worship of the idol was to throw stones at the idol to try to break it. Which also sounds really. What's going on? What kind of idol worship is this? Take the thing and smash it to pieces, or excrete in front of the idol. That's the form of worship. So the Mefarshim explain, particularly about Baal Peor, which was the idea of excreting in front of the idol, was I can do what I like. That's exactly what the form of idol worship was. How do you call it? Permissive society.
Wow.
The term we would use nowadays. I can do what I like. No holes, nothing barred. Do exactly how I feel like. I have this, it bothers me every time I hear it. In Ivrit, they says, Bali la sotitze. I felt like doing it. Bali. That means, I can do exactly what I like. No morals, no barriers, no control. Do exactly what you like. That was the Avodah Zarah of Baal Peor. Now, the other form, which is Gemara says, Zork Even la Malkulis. Malkulis was also a form of Avodah Zarah, where this was the form of Avodah Zarah was to throw stones and to smash the idol. So what kind of Avodah Zarah is that? So Farshim explained here too in a slightly different way. The pshat is, no, a person has to behave himself. Right? He's got to keep to certain rules. But if he has feelings, I'm allowed to express my feelings. If I feel angry, I can be angry. Why shouldn't I? Okay? As long as I don't harm anybody, but I'm allowed to express my feelings, I can vent out my feelings as much as I want. That was the Avodah Zarah of Makoris. And you're going to ask yourself, well, so what's wrong? The answer is, the person has to control his character. There's no such thing as, if I have feelings, I'm allowed to express them. No, you're not always allowed to express your feelings. Sometimes you are allowed to, but sometimes a person has to know he has to control his character. He has to control his midas. And that's l'chayra what we're referring to over here, these two particular types of Avodah Zarah.
Interesting.
Okay?
There's just a quick example. Our shul now has a campaign of no talking in shul during, Torah reading and tefillah, because people tend to do that, and they have to have, like you said, they have to have control.
Right.
So.
Okay. I'm glad there are certain shuls doing that.
Yeah, it's a big campaign. Okay, we have another Rashi here.
It's forever, yeah.
Okay, so wood and stone. Okay. Otan shel eitzim v'shel avanim. Okay, so those of wood and stone. Reitem bigaloi. Oh, you saw revealed. Huh.
Meaning those they were shown in the open.
Oh, okay.
Those who saw opening.
Oh, okay. Lefisha ein hagoy yareh. Okay, so the non-Jew is not afraid. Oh, Shema Yiganvu. That they would be stolen.
Right.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, I guess among the Jews, they wouldn't have to worry. Okay. Aval shel kesev is, okay. Aval shel kesev is ahav imahem. But those that are of silver and gold, they kept with them. Okay. Behadre maskitam haim.
Right, maskitam haim. In the temples, in the, should we say, how you call it? The shrine rooms.
Shrine rooms. Okay. Lefi shehem yirim shema yiganevu. Oh, because they were afraid they'd get stolen. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's still strange. I mean, the stone can understand maybe, but even wood, people might use it for firewood or something. But okay.
Listen, I mean, unfortunately, you always think something like a Sefer Torah or something. Who'd want to steal that? But unfortunately, it's it's not too uncommon for it to be. It's a major problem.
Yes, that absolutely, and that's why they're kept in safes in
Right.
this country.
In
thing
fact,
that's
actually, they
so
have.
disconcerting about it is that there's a market. There has to, if thieves are going to steal it, it's got to be because they can fence it.
Yeah,
It means obviously they can. So they have something they can sell it, which
Right.
is even.
That's terrible.
right.
Now is not the time to discuss it, but it's a major problem because people somehow, when it comes to religious items, they somehow I don't know, naive, maybe the right word is, and they think, well, if somebody's going to sell me such a holy thing, then obviously, must come from must be a reliable source.
So you think that the purchasers are ignorant?
Sorry, purchasers are the end line purchasers for sure are like gullible and thinking well, okay, this is got myself a bargain here.
Yeah.
Well, it also depends on who's selling it too, I would think.
Right. Okay. Whatever. Okay. Weiter. Pasuk Yud Zayin. Lu. I can't hear you clearly.
Sorry. Pen yesh vachem ish o isha o ish acha o shevet
Shivet.
asher v'vavo shoneh hayom me'im Hashem Elokeinu la leches la avod es Elokei. I'm sorry, Elohim Hagoyim, Ahem Pen Yesh,
And Yesh.
Bachem, Toresh,
I hear you and I don't hear you.
Toresh, Poreh, Rosh, V'La'ana. Okay, I'm not sure why my mic isn't working right, but
Now I hear you clearly.
okay. So let's see, what does it mean? Perhaps there will be among you, I'm sorry, there is among you a man or a woman or a family or a tribe that his heart turns away from being with Hashem, your God.
Our God.
I'm sorry, our God.
Right.
To go and to serve the gods of those nations. Perhaps there is among you a root growing,
sprouting, yeah.
Bitter liquid, and English says whorehound. I don't know what that means.
I don't know. I can't translate as gall and wormwood.
Gall and wormwood.
That's the way
they say gall and whorehound, but I have a note that says it means bitter liquid.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to say this is
right, a root sprouting gall and wormwood.
So wormwood is wood that got wormy? Wood that's going rotten?
Wormwood is a type of plant, a bitter plant. It's a kind of plant. You want to know?
I see.
Wikipedia says about it. No idea, no.
Okay, a bitter plant.
Yeah.
Right, so Rashi, um, on 17, Pen yesh bachem, lest there is among you, Shema yesh bachem ish. Perhaps there is a man among you, asher livavo foneh hayom, that his heart turns away today, mile kabel alav habris, from accepting upon himself the covenant.
But,
Um,
by the way, I just want to point out what Rashi says. Pen yesh bochem. Rashi says Shema yesh bochem. Okay. Now the pen, the term pen means that there should not. That's what it normally means. But then in this situation, it cannot mean that. It means that there should not be among a man or woman. And then he goes on that there is such a thing. Means so therefore Rashi is pointing out that in this sense, in our context over here, it means maybe, perhaps there is among you. But he uses the term pen to indicate that it's not something which we really want there.
right.
I mean,
It's like when Eliezer says pen, he's saying, I really don't want to find a woman.
yeah, there it actually doesn't say that. It says ulai.
Oh, it doesn't say pen? I thought it said pen.
No. In the Dafkida didn't say the word pen there. He says ulai. That's the question. Maybe the woman doesn't want to go.
Instead of Shema.
But so that's what Rashi's pointing out. Here it means Shema. Maybe there will be among you, or there is among you a man or woman. But the pasuk uses the term pen to say something that it's something which we don't really want to happen. Here. Right. Okay.
Shoresh Koreh Rosh the La'ana, a root growing gall and wormwood. Shoresh Megadel, a root which grows.
Rashi says Shoresh, a root, Megadel Asev Mar, sprouting a bitter herb.
Asev Mar, a bitter herb.
Right. Kegidin.
Gidin, Shehem Marim, such as Gidin, which are bitter. Klomar, that is to say, Mafreh Marbeh Resha. It grows and increases wickedness.
In your midst.
Vikir Bechem, in your midst.
Yeah. It nurtures and breeds wickedness in your midst. Yeah. Okay. I think maybe we'll stop here. Bez Hashem, tomorrow Yud Ches. We're up to Pasuk Yud Ches.
Yud Ches. Okay, great.
Very good. Have a great day, everybody.
Okay, you too, Rabbi.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you.
Culture, be well.
Bye-bye.
Okay, take care, Lou.
Okay, Mayor. See ya. Have a good day.